Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the Lippert Smart Jack. Now this is going to be for an A-frame trailer, and it comes in with a capacity of 3,500 pounds. Now there's many powered jacks out there for your trailer that come in at a capacity of 3,500 pounds, and the great part about powered ones is you can adjust the height by just a push of a button. So when you're hooking up to your truck or unhooking, it makes it super easy, no having to hand crank. Now, this one being a Smart Jack, it does have a few features that make it stand out. So let's take a look at some of those features. So what makes it smart? Well, having memories be able to be preset onto your jack makes it super easy to recall hitch heights. So that way, if you know you have the same truck that you're hooking up to your camper every single time, you can recall that by just pushing the buttons, and it'll put it right to the height that you need. So you can push those, walk away, and know that it's going to be dialed in. It's also nice too because right away you can see that it tells me the battery life. So being a powered jack, it runs off the batteries from your trailer, and it's also going to tell you if those battery power is getting low. The smart settings allow you to dial this in exactly where you want it for each time, and it's really easy to do that. You would just simply push both the up and down button for 5 seconds. You're going to hold that, and that's going to set that hitch height. And I would recommend that this be something that you set up for hooking up and unhooking. That way you can just set that and know that you can pull the vehicle away safely. And also when you're ready to hook up, you can just get this dialed in. You can hop in the truck and know that you're going to have it at the perfect height to where you're going to get that ball right underneath the coupler. So we got our perfect height here for hooking up. This is going to be the combo with this weight distribution truck and trailer that we'd be using consistently. So it makes sense to get this dialed in exactly where we want it. Now, once you have that height set and you get it backed up, you know it's going to be perfect height. You can go ahead and lower it down. Now, once you're hooked up to the ball and you want to retract the jack, a lot of times you're stuck holding this down until it's, all the way drawn back up. That's not the case here. This has an auto retract, and you need to hold down the down button 3 times, and on the third one, you're going to hold the button until it's activated. Now, while it's going to be retracting our jack, it is rather slow, but I know that it's going to draw it all the way up. And so in the meantime, I can get my safety chains hooked up, all my wiring and everything else in the interim. Also, at any point, if you need to stop it, you can just push any of the arrows and it will stop it exactly where it's at. And when you're ready to unhook and pull the truck away from the camper, it's as simple as pushing the 2 up and down buttons at the same time. And on the third time, you're going to hold it. So that's going to recall that setting that we set previous. And once it starts its process, you can let go of the button and it's going to raise it up exactly where we set it. Now you can see that it auto stopped exactly where we set it. I know that I have that clearance because I'm the one that set it, so I can safely pull away, assuming everything's unhooked. Now the battery meter is going to tell us if we have juice in our batteries, but for whatever reason, if we don't have power, we still need to unhook or hook up. No worries, we have an emergency manual override. You just pull off this top cap and they give you the tool included. I like the design of this because even with a propane tank cover, I can still get access to it. And you can just manually turn this down and still be able to get this attached or detached from your truck. Now, as far as lift goes, we have 18 inches of full extension, but you also have a large foot plate. This has a huge flat spot to where you're really going to have great traction on the ground here. This is a lot larger than some of the other jacks out there. But you have 4 different spots that you can drop that leg down, and you can gain 6 inches, which is really nice. That's really going to extend how high you can go, and it's also going to make it a little bit quicker when lowering or just getting onto your coupling up to your trailer. Now, with that being said, just know that any of those settings that you do, you want to make sure that you're going to keep that foot in the same position because that will alter where it stops. Now, after using the Smart Jack for a little bit, I've actually got to test quite a few jacks at the same time as this one. I think it's neat that you can set that hitch height. Overall, it's not a bad package. It was a little bit finicky with some of the buttons and some of the usability of it. Once I kind of got it working, it's not that bad to deal with. Now keep in mind when you use that manual override, more than likely your batteries are dead anyway, but you do lose that setting. I had to refine the hitch setting that I originally set once I did that, because it uses the reference of where that jack is at to get that height. So when you manually do it, it does throw that off, so just something to consider. Now, as far as features, I think this is pretty cool. It's neat. The battery meter is fine. It's going to let you know if your batteries on your camper are low. Overall, it's not a bad option. If you're looking for a premium powered hitch, there's a lot of different options out there. I tested the Phoenix from UltraFab. It's quite a bit faster. It has a remote with 2 different memory settings, which I think would be really usable in case of if you have weight distribution. You could get it set to your hitch height to hook up, and then use the second setting to be able to get those bars drawn up. So I think that's pretty cool. As far as the light function, the halo is kind of interesting. It's a little bit unique. Most of them you just see the light shining down. I don't think that's bad at all. I think it gets it a little bit closer to where you're going to be hooking up. But do I think extra features on a jack is necessary? No, not really. I think just going to a power jack in general, or replacing a power jack that might have burnt out, at the end of the day, you're not having to manually crank it. And that's really what I look for, and something that's reliable. I think sometimes more features just kind of run into more headaches long term. A great workhorse that's going to do a lot of great things that maybe doesn't have all the fancy setting height of hitch height features. You can look at the etrailer power jack. I think it's a great option as well. But again, if you're looking for some just kind of interesting stuff that's a little unique, like being able to set your hitch height, this isn't a bad option. I think the Phoenix might be a little bit better one, but do your own research, figure out what's going to be best for your application, and hopefully this helps you decide what is going to be the best powered jack for your camper. Now, if you have the Lippert Smart Jack or plan on purchasing the Lippert Smart Jack, let us know once you have it installed what you think. Give us, your honest opinion, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that neighbors like you get the best product possible for your application and that you're happy with your purchase. So hopefully this helps give you some insight into the Lippert Smart Jack. My name's Brad here at eTrailer. Thanks for watching.